A lot of people can talk about charisma, intellectual stimulus, they can talk about motivation, inspiration, but I think the four that struck me the most when I look back over 30 years of his amazing career, phenomenal success, is the fact that I'm curious. I like to seek out and act upon advice of others, listening to others, and seek the input and the feedback from different opinions and perspectives. I think the second one is my willingness to take tremendous risks. I think to innovate, you have to experiment. And with experimentation, there are failures. So that's number two. Number three is act with speed and agility. I think we need to be a cheetah in the world. The cheetah is the fastest animal on the planet. And they are rarely being caught. And the key of speed and agility is not only to think fast, but act fast. And finally, the most important of them all is say no often. People will come up with ideas, customer will ask you to do this, and say it's not my core competency. Saying no is the best thing that people can do. And co-focus and prioritize what's your core competency and no to anything else that distract and cloud your judgment. So go back to four. I would say being curiosity is number one, willing to take risks, speed and agility, and the word no in your vocabulary on daily usage. Well, after 41 years in the States, in the US, I had a choice to make. I could go back to US or I can come and experiment and try, again, the experimentation and try something new. I decided to come to Dubai. I've heard about Dubai. I had visited Dubai and I like it as a visitor, but never lived in Dubai or in the UAE. And I was very impressed by living here. Very minimum red tape. We're able to get our residency, the paperwork, online, others. The friendliness of the culture of Dubai, I love it. The diversity of this place. But the most interesting that struck me is the location of UAE and Dubai. I think I find it in the middle of the Silk Road, in a sense. Equidistant from Singapore, China, to US, to Europe, to the Middle East. The heart of doing business, very easy. The transportation, whether by sea or by air, makes it very easy. I can go anywhere around the world directly without having to transit somewhere else. I like the fact that there are a lot of great talent here. Dubai attracted some amazing people to come and work here, which makes it easy to hire people and work. And now I have basically joined a local company, a local manufacturing company, and called Intercoil. I love the fact that it has very smart people, starting from the owner, CEO, to the manufacturing people, to their IT people, very diverse background. It reminds me a lot of the US. It reminds me very similar to Middleby, melting pot. And finally, what I like about Dubai is the fact that it's open for business. They managed the crisis of COVID amazingly well, and they are open for business. What do I tell a business today, a leader? Again, navigate the now. Now you have to basically build up your cash reserves, change your metric from profitability to cash, reallocate your resources, and eliminate underperforming programs and products. Plan for the recovery. Accelerate digital analytic data. Refocus on innovation. Rethink your operating model, meaning identify and prioritize. And finally, figure out how to create rapid revenue resources, such as rethink your pricing, your promotion, optimize your search engine, your demand planning. And the third, similar to the leaders of Dubai, lead the next normal, meaning segment your customers and say no to many of them that are no longer fitting your next process. I joined the board of Six Flags a year ago and I just got elected as chairman of the board. And this is a pure example of transformation of the leadership and the management of Six Flags in terms of managing what you talked about post-COVID. This is a company that it's the largest regional amusement park company in the world. It's publicly traded. It's a multi-billion-dollar company with over 100,000 employees, between full-time and seasonal employees. And suddenly when COVID came, all the parks were shut down. We were losing 60 to 70 million dollars a month, bleeding of cash because the parks are closed. And how do you reinvent yourself? Well, we went into several things. One, we changed our business model. Now, we went into what I call virtual queuing. Contactless, able to come into the park and go, no contact with anything. We changed the way the rides are done to become totally sanitized and safety, to provide safety for our employees, for our customers and our employees. So we disrupted our business model to creating a complete safe environment. By the way, not only to check when you come in, but to provide you a safety environment in terms of sanitation and how we provide sanitation inside the park. So the park opened. So opened at 50% capacity. Now, what do you do with pricing? How do you entice people to come and think it's safe? And that's when you disrupt your business model. And Six Flags is a huge example of navigating the next normal. There's something inner bell in me that's saying I want to be there. So ultimately, I went up. I drove up to the refugee camp, and I walked into the refugee camp. And I didn't know what to expect. And I saw 80-90% of them were women, children, and elderly. There was no men in those camps. And the women were spending time going fetching for wood. They would spend 8 hours going outside the camp, being attacked by people, being maybe raped, maybe being abused. And then they come back to prepare an open fire to cook. And the girls were not going to school. Sometimes the girls would go help their mothers. And those people, when it's raining, they spend 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days without food because the wood is wet. So I said, I need to help those people. I need to help them not to go look for food. I need to do something where an innovative product where they can go in and use it for multi-use. So because there's no electricity, the electricity in the camp is very expensive and most people could not afford it. So I said, I'm going to create an oven that they can use inside the tent, not only to cook, but also to heat, that uses almost no wood, very little combustion. It generates electricity from the heat of that oven so they can charge their phone or a lamp so that people can study and be connected or watch on a laptop, get a laptop and be able to study. And it could filter water. You can take water from a sewer and it will provide drinking water. So I went back to my team at Middleby, and that's the power of when you have an amazing, innovative culture and disruptive culture, and said, we need to generate an oven that could be safe for small children, can be put in a tent, and be able not to create carbon monoxide. And we created the refugee or relief oven that has 28 patents on it. And this is what creates my legacy at Middleby. That's why I'm proud of my engineers.
I've asked Selim to advise us on how he can grow the business. So knowing how disruptive he is and knowing that his expectations are way high and he expects things to be done in a very agile, very fast manner, I still decided that no, I need Selim to help me, disrupt and grow the business. Even though, and usually entrepreneurs it depends on how aggressive you are, but sometimes people tend to be defensive in such situations and not take the more of the aggressive route. And when you have uncertain times like the COVID-19 times, whereas I see this as an opportunity for us to, change, transform, look to the future with a much more aggressive, much more bullish outlook.
I think there's a lot of great success stories. And whether it's Hassan, whether it's Tariq, there are loads of manufacturers here, right, that are world beaters. So it'd be nice actually to start a series of what we'll call, say, reigniting the economy, right? So it's after COVID, let's look forward. Let's not get stuck in the mud of negative thinking. Be positive, think big, move forward. So I think there's an amazing amount of content here to share. And I think when entrepreneurs share through this sort of means, I think people get inspired, like Selim was saying earlier about handicaps or whatever. Stories should be positive, good news stories. And I think that's the real series here. So pick up different entrepreneurs, tell their stories of how they're transforming to reignite the economy.